Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a minute since I've done a video for you guys. Well, an update on, my teeth and everything and how all that's been going. Not really a whole lot to update still, you guys. We have flown through, let's see, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and now New Year's. Oh my goodness. My retainers are still doing an excellent job at keeping my teeth in shape. As you can see, everything is still perfectly in line. I have a little bit of an issue between both retainers. I like to wear my Holly 2 nights in a row and then switch and wear my clear retainer 2 nights in a row. Let me go shut my door. My bird is going. Okay, so my bird is deciding to be a little extra chirpy this morning, so I had to close my door. But yeah, so with the Holly retainer, I love it. I enjoy it because it's really helping keep this area here, here, and here closed up where I had the IPR done so that those gaps do not open back up. That does the best when keeping those areas closed. However, the clear retainer does not. The clear retainer still creates a biting issue, which it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. By the third day, after 2 nights of me wearing the clear retainer, my bite is kind of off, and I can tell it, but once I put the Holly back in for 2 nights, my bite comes together. So for that reason, I like to kind of switch back and forth between both of them because they both serve, the same purpose with retaining my teeth, but in different ways. Like I mentioned with the Holly, it keeps my gaps closed, whereas the clear retainer, not so much. It likes to kind of keep that area a little more looser, which is weird because the clear retainers are a little more like a vacuum cleaner. Like they literally suck onto your teeth, whereas the Holly is just kind of a metal wire going across with the acrylic behind it, which is really weird to me, but it does a better job in serving for that purpose. But with the clear retainer, I like it because it keeps all my teeth right here in the front area like perfectly aligned, whereas when I have the Holly retainer in, my teeth start to kind of get like a little bit of a curve, like this a little bit, whereas with my clear retainers, it kind of keeps everything straight. I'll start to notice, like last night and the night before, I wore my clear retainer. So right now, all this is lined up right here. See how the lowers, how everything is like hitting. And it used to be a lot better when I first got out of braces, but teeth settle, and when they come out of the braces, they start to get in their settling position, so they kind of take a few little twists and a little bit of a turn here and there, but nothing significant to where it's like, oh, you got to go back in braces. It's very common, it's normal, it's it's gonna happen. But like with the Holly retainer, these right here tend to start to kind of do this, and these right here kind of look like they're overlapping my front ones still. So yeah, I have like a love-hate issue with my retainers and my teeth, but you know what? I didn't have any extractions, so I can't complain. I was able to keep all of my teeth. I really wanted to do this video today because I want to address an issue with my silver amalgam fillings that I've been getting a lot of trolls messaging me about on my Instagram page. Some of you have become understanding of why I choose to keep my silver fillings, and some of you tend to want to sit there and just continue to bash me for having silver fillings. Like, ew, you're just basically showing off that you don't take care of your teeth. You've got poor oral hygiene. Hang on. So the whole reasoning behind me not switching out my silver amalgam fillings to composite is because if you do your research and you take your time to weigh the pros and the cons, hopefully you will understand why I'm choosing to keep silver fillings in my mouth. At this point, it's not a cosmetic reason for me to keep them. It's overall money in the pocket and just saving myself more dental work in the future. With silver amalgam fillings versus composite, which are the white fillings that match your teeth that you cannot see, I will point out composite fillings do change color over time. I had someone on Instagram message me and inform me that happens over time. White composite fillings will kind of take a turn in color. It will go from a very natural tooth color to like a tarnished, creamy, beige, yellowish tone. I'm not sure If that can be cleaned up with professional teeth whitening or teeth whitening products at home, I have no idea. I've only got one composite filling on a premolar, and I'm very new to it still, and it has not changed any color on me, but I've seen pictures where people have messaged me and informed me that, it's happened to them. So now with silver amalgam fillings, you guys, they were the very first set of fillings that were performed in the history of dental. I do also want to let you know that once all the compounds are mixed together as the filling is placed in your tooth, it is no longer toxic. I've had people tell me, oh, that's a toxic filling, you will get sick off of it, blah, blah, blah. Do your research and you'll see that that's not the case. Also, with amalgam fillings, they're more durable. They will hold up and last you a lot longer than a composite filling will. My dentist gave me this analogy because I was looking into replacing my amalgams a couple years or maybe like a year ago. Or no, I think I had discussed it whenever I had my wisdom tooth filled. I was curious what the pros and cons of, amalgam versus composite fillings were. And the dentist told me that imagine a kid jumping up and down on a rubber band. And then again, imagine a kid jumping up and down on a rock. The rubber band being the composite filling and the rock being a amalgam filling. Which is first to give out? The kid or the rubber band? Probably the rubber band. Now with the kid on the rock, which is the first to give out? Probably the kid before the rock. So you can see why I choose to stick with my amalgam fillings, because they're on my chewing surface of my teeth, which is getting the most impact from chewing and grinding and stuff. So for that reason, I keep amalgam on my molars. Now, like in the fronts, yes, I will choose composite. And also on the premolars, I will keep composite because those aren't teeth that are constantly hitting chewing surfaces and, not being affected by grinding. So for that reason, I am choosing to keep my silver fillings. Silver fillings last anywhere from 10 up to 20 years at the most. My silver filling I had done back whenever I was a kid, much, much younger than I am now. That just got replaced like 2 years ago, and it started kind of like breaking up and chipping away. So he went in, he took it out, and he refilled it with the amalgam again. And that tooth is doing great. It's not sensitive or anything like that. So now if I would have went in and had composite in that tooth, because of the amount of filling that is in that tooth, it would have just made the structure of my tooth much weaker, and that tooth itself would have just probably started breaking and chipping away, and then I would have ended up having a root canal or having that tooth pulled and just having a fake one put in. And I want to keep my teeth all in my mouth as much as possible, and if that means keeping amalgam fillings over composite, then I will do that. Also, composite is a lot more expensive depending on everyone's insurance. I know everyone's insurance is differently, but with mine, basically, if I say, hey, I want to get a composite filling on a molar, they will take what is covered with my insurance and then what is not, because they're looking at it more as cosmetic. So I will have to pay the difference for a composite filling on a molar versus like a premolar or somewhere else in the front of the teeth, because obviously nobody wants to walk around with silver fillings in the front of their teeth, and it's very less likely that you will. But I've also had people message me and say, why do you have so many fillings? Well, I'll let you know, I've only got about 20-something% of my mouth in fillings. I'm 32 years old, and well, almost, and I've got all 32 teeth, so I think that's pretty good. And I've got 7 teeth that have fillings. I don't think that's a lot. I know some people might view it as a lot because maybe, hey, you're one of the lucky ones that don't get cavities very often, but in my case, I have really deep grooves in my molars, and that is a very unsatisfying situation. So because of that, when I was younger, I did have to have sealants put on my teeth to keep those teeth from getting cavities. And it's something that I'm actually considering when I go back to my dentist on May 13th for another dental cleaning and exam, and see about going on ahead if I'm still cavity free and seeing if I can go ahead and get some sealants put on some of those teeth that have the deep grooves, especially my wisdom teeth, because I kept my wisdom teeth and I've only got one of them filled. Wisdom teeth have really deep grooves, so that's usually why they also want you to pull them, because they're just prone to cavities. but I choose to keep mine. They're chewing teeth. They're an extra set of teeth I'm blessed to be able to have, because let's face it, not all of us are able to have our wisdom teeth because of the room that we may not have for them to come in. So I feel beyond blessed that I was able to keep them, and they had already come through, and I had already gone through braces and no extractions. So that was a win for me. So I decided to keep my wisdom teeth. But yeah, the amalgams, they last anywhere from like 10 to 20 years. And with composite, they last anywhere from like 5, I think, up to 10 years. You know, everything has their pros and cons. If you choose composite over amalgam, that's great. I'm happy for you. But please do not bash me for choosing to stick with amalgam, you know, fillings over composite on my molars, because we all have our reasonings, and I definitely am not one to judge. But when you start bashing me about it, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to weigh the pros and cons to you about why I chose. And I don't even have to explain myself, but I'm going to, because I know some of you out here are actually just really honestly curious, and you want to know why somebody with such a nice set of teeth is choosing to show off silver. And it's not that I'm choosing to show it off, it's what I feel is more practical. It's kind of like people with earrings, you know, you don't want to pierce your kids' ears, you want to let them make that decision, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it's a very controversial issue. I never realized that until I posted a picture on my Instagram of my before and afters when I went into ortho and before I went into ortho. And I guess, you know, people were seeing that I had silver fillings and was like, whoa, she went through ortho treatment and she's got beautiful teeth and she's got these silver fillings. Why? So this is kind of an addressing video just as to why I choose to keep silver fillings. As you can see here, I got 2. That there is due to me having poor flossing habits before I went into ortho, and before I had a root canal, before I got a crown. You guys, we learn as we go. We make mistakes in life, but you know what? Me going into braces was a wake-up call, because now I realize the cost of dental. I realize just the pride that I really honestly take in my teeth now. So, here. Okay. See how big those are over here? If I would have went and decided to get composite in those, composite is a little bit weaker of a material and it would start breaking away. My brother actually got a composite in a molar, and 2 months later, the whole filling, it just fell out. I don't know if it was just poor installation from his dentist, or if, you know, just the material just wasn't holding up, because it was a molar, and, you know, that's a chewing tooth. Also, here I got some, and right here I got some pretty big fillings in there, I'm not gonna lie, you know, but I haven't had any cavities except for the wisdom tooth, just like within the last year. And that is like wonderful news to me, because it tells me that everything I'm doing is working. Flossing every day, rinsing every day, brushing twice a day. And for Christmas, my brother got me a floss pick. So that is exciting, and I haven't even got to use it yet, but I'm going to be putting that together and using it here pretty soon. I'm still going through all my Christmas stuff. But floss picks, I will definitely sit here and say, do not replace flossing with it. Do not. I actually had to tell my brother that. I'm like, do not replace flossing, because floss gets in between the teeth. You guys, it's been since October, now it's January, since I've been to the dentist for a dental cleaning. I have one of those dental picks with the hooks on the end where you can get plaque off your teeth. I'm still getting plaque off my teeth. So can you imagine not doing your own plaque cleanup, just like the amounts of plaque that you can still get off your teeth in a short amount of time? So another suggestion, go out, buy you one of those Dentek kits. You get the different tools in there to be able to clean the plaque off your teeth. I find that the metal ones are the best to use. So I'll put a link in the description below this video for you guys to check that out if you want to purchase you one, but it's definitely something to have on hand. It will help when you go back to your dental cleaning, less time in the chair for them to have to clean it up. Because I know if you're like me, that scraping sound, it sends chills up my spine, but you know, it's got to get done. Because over time, if it don't, it will build up for gum disease and cause your teeth to shift, have receding gum tissue, and you don't want that. So I hope I answered some of your questions as to why I'm choosing to keep amalgam fillings. But like I said, I will get composite too. I'm not against composite just because I have amalgam fillings, and I'm not against amalgam fillings because I have composite. I love them both because they both serve purposes. Like I said, I have a composite right here. And you can't even see it. You wouldn't even know it was there. And for that reason, I see why a lot of people choose composite over silver, because nobody wants to show off any signs of I had poor oral hygiene or I just got really prone cavity teeth. Guess what, you guys? Even with toothpaste flossing and mouthwash and these floss picks and going to your dental cleanings, you're not saving yourself from getting cavities. I am not the only one in this world that has cavities with silver fillings in my mouth. Those things are meant to treat and prevent, but not cure. And a lot of us see that as, oh, well, if I do this and I do that and I do this and I do it every day as I'm supposed to and I continue with my dental cleanings and exams and blah, 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 I'm not going to get cavities. No, that's not true. That is simply not true. There's bacteria in your mouth. And if you got deep grooves in your teeth, you got to continue to keep your teeth clean, because it's all about consistency. You know, growing up, I made the mistake of not flossing, which is why I have majority of my fillings. You know, as a teenager, we make mistakes. And as we grow, we gain maturity, we get wiser, you know, we make smarter decisions. And when we're an adult and we're actually paying out of pocket for our own things, we take it a little more seriously than you would if you were a kid. That is why, my friends, my 13-year-old does not have braces right now, because he will not understand the amount of money that goes into it. He even told me himself, Mom, I see how much work you put into your teeth, you know, to keep them clean and having to clean around because I got a bonded retainer back there. I see what you do. And he says, I don't want to have to go through all that. And I'm like, but son, you're going to have issues when you get older. So, you know, I'm trying to make him make a positive decision, but I want him to do it when he's ready to do it. You know, it's bad enough I still have to stay on my kids to brush their teeth. So braces, not yet. I'm going to wait till he gets a little bit older. Hopefully by the time he's 16 or 17, he might be like, okay, Mom, I think I'm ready. So anyways, I hope this video was a little more informative for you guys, and apologies for it being a little late and delayed. I know many of you have been asking me when I'm going to be doing my next update. I go back to my orthodontist January 10th, and that's for another retainer check. And then I'll have one more after that, I think 2 months later. So probably the end of March, beginning of April, I'll go back for another retainer checkup. And after that, I think it's just like once a year, or if I just need something done, like recently, I did not even update you guys on this yet, but back before Christmas, my bonded retainer broke on me. So I had to go to the orthodontist and get that fixed. It was this tooth, I think. Yes, it was this one right here. I had to go in and I had to have the glue redone on that part of the retainer because it broke off. I was brushing my teeth and I noticed that the glue was just literally capping over that retainer, and I was like, that looks weird, because at first I thought it was plaque or something building up around the glue. So I went in with my little pick and I was like, ooh, that's kind of loose. So lo and behold, the glue popped off, and I called my orthodontist that following morning, and I was able to get right in within a week. So it's a good thing that you've always got a backup retainer, you guys, because I was able to wear my clear retainer on the bottoms during this time so that my teeth did not move or shift on me, and they did not. So if you go into braces and when you get out of braces and you get a bonded retainer, just make sure that you always get like a second backup set in case something were to happen and you can't get into the orthodontist like ASAP. Because they also made sure that because it had been a week since it had happened when I got into the office to get the glue replaced on that part of the retainer, they did make sure my lower clear retainer was still fitting even after they put the glue on, to make sure there was no shifting that took place. I hope many of you do get a backup retainer if you are considering braces and you come out of them, you want something for backup in case something happens. So anyways, with all of that said, I feel like this video is going on and I don't want it to be too lengthy. But if you have any questions or comments, post them below. I got many more videos coming up for you guys here soon. I plan to do a nightly routine on how I clean my teeth. I'll post a few pictures at the end of this video. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year's, and I can't wait to update you guys some more in some upcoming videos. Bye guys.